picks it. Engineer was actually banned. Ooh, Dampier. Interesting. Totally didn't even see that coming. I don't believe he was banned in the first game, was he?
No, he was not even addressed in the
Yeah.
first game.
It's funny that that's how that hero works.
Yeah.
It's just like you
One
just
game
don't
you're
think about it.
like, let's do it, and then the next game it's like, never. Yeah, it's actually I was actually thinking about that with that pickup possibly coming out. Maybe even last game it never happened, but wow. Well, there you go. You called that Warbeast actually the response from Justice League. So yeah, tmsR very likely still could have gone the Warbeast themselves for that suicide option, but and they're like, yeah, we'll take Kraken. We're fine with that.
Mm.
We'll take
Gives them
Kraken here.
really powerful team fight. The DCX like they should recognize in the draft here. Like Dampier, he's a great hero. Don't get me wrong, but around that 8 minute mark to 12 minute mark, when all he's got is a light brand, he's just does nothing. You can just straight up kill him, and that's what they need to be thinking here. I'd like to see them get a team that focuses around pushing towers, taking mid game team fights, and then getting that early Kongor, which Warbeast really helps for. They just have to dominate the laning phase, and that shouldn't be that difficult with a Warbeast already picked up. So I'd like to see them maybe pick up a hero like Ravenor
Mm-hmm.
or maybe like a CD is really strong here. There's no reason not to go away from that. There's the Ravenor. All right.
Well,
I'm glad to see it. I think like Ravenor middle with a War Beast Howl is in essence unbeatable middle. So
mm-hmm.
it'll be interesting just to see how TMSR responds here. If they don't pick Tempest or Parasite, I don't think they'd get either one. So
Well, so you think the jungle's still a possibility, even though they have Dampier over here?
for sure. I wouldn't be surprised if they don't take one, but TMSR really enjoys running junglers.
Yeah. We'll see. We'll see what that option comes down to. I mean, as far as supports go, obviously there's still plenty as always left on the board at this point. So maybe leaning towards that route here, but also that matchup against Ravener. So if that's the case, I mean, maybe something like I was gonna say like a rally then to be able to avoid damage from him.
Honestly, I'm not a huge fan of that pick
Yeah.
here. Not at all. First of all, look at their heroes. I could tell you all three of their lanes right off the bat first. And I mean, actually, that's not true. I guess
Oh,
they
that's
could
what to
always go
say.
aggressive. The only thing they can really do to switch things up is to go aggressive with three. But when you pick all three of your cores right off the bat, you let the other team not only see exactly what you're going for, but now they have three bans to mess with your lineup. And yeah, they're only going to take supports. You could argue, but I just feel like it's better to save a hero because Rally looks like a good pick. I mean, it's not like he's ever going to be an especially good or an especially bad hero choice, but it really limits your surprise factor. There's Pyro.
Hmm.
Um, it's not bad. I mean, again, they have a lot of options with what they want to pick here. I mean,
Yeah.
that to me is going to be the mid lane support for the Ravenor, which is almost, I'd say, unbeatable, especially with the Howl. At level 3, they can nearly 100 to 0 a Kraken. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I'm pretty sure they could 100 to 0 a Rally. So, incredibly powerful lane there. And that's what I kind of like to see from DCX. This gives them the ability to actually dominate that laning phase.
Well, you also talk about the support options now for Team SR is probably what they're going to finish with, both supports even. But that's even more so I like what GCX did there, because not only are they maybe going to even ban 3 supports here now, but they even pick a support, so in a sense kind of a 4th ban coming out from Justice League. So you see Master of Arms and Torture already coming out from them. Wretched Egg and Bubbles were the first 2 bans from Too Much Sugar, but...
You got to watch out for the Blitz, though.
yeah, that's not out of the question. You guys obviously have run that every now and then recently, and done very well with it, so kind of wonder if that's more of if that has kind of spread around as far as the go-to support option or not, but Andromeda the final one. So yeah, very, very support heavy there.
Yeah, I like that ban as well because this to me could set up a potential Tempest pick. And that, like, Tempest CD could be a really, really good finish to this lineup. Like,
Kind of like,
that could be
wow.
really powerful.
Isn't that a lot of farm, though, that you're spreading around?
It is, but that's kind of how you address the Dampier. Like, you'd have to
Yeah.
just get ahead and just kind of maintain your advantage. You could go for something like a Slither or a Bubbles as well, but the reason I like CD so much is because he dominates any. Well, first of all, there's 3 melee on the other team. CD crushes melee, and Impa Boy's best hero is definitely CD, and it just fits their playstyle a bit more. And then they could just run the train, honestly, and they could just crush. I'd like to see them finish their draft with 2 more aggressive heroes. I think Tempest could work. That does leave them open to TMSR going aggressive, as with a War Beast, they really don't have the strongest level 1. So at the very least, they'd have the entire jungle warded. But we'll just have to see. TMSR are definitely going to run the no jungle, though. That's a given. So
Yeah.
let's see how that works out.
Yeah, that's obviously going to be the case here at this point. So now Justice League, as you're talking about, maybe Oh, they go in 4?
Interesting.
Interesting
It's one of my
indeed.
favorite heroes against Dampier. My only
Yeah.
concern is, wow.
Whoa. Okay. Aggressive trial lane, I guess. Is that what we're seeing here now?
It's got to be. I
Okay.
think could also be a Swiftblade mid.
Swiftblade Tankafed, is that?
It could be. I mean, I could definitely see them running like a double roam with Glacius Swift. I mean, it's
Huh.
one of the strongest dual lanes in the game, so I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah.
It's definitely unconventional,
Yeah.
but it's just going to be a double roam here. I think DCX Tempest doesn't really work anymore. And as you can see, like Dampier will probably be short lane. That's probably where the supports will start. Kraken and Rally will be mid and top. So they can rotate those supports pretty much anywhere. And all three of those heroes are fairly strong in lane, specifically Rally and Kraken. They're very tough to take down. There's the Doctor pickup. I kind of like this, honestly. Doctor Warbeast gives you a lot of strength in that mid-game phase. And they have so much damage right now. And with an Amphora, too,
Yeah.
like they can be everywhere at once. And that's one of the best ways to shut down this tmsR lineup because they're just so damn fond of split pushing.
Yeah. Yeah, and that on top, Neforza is a great partner for a hero like Dr. Pulsar especially. So, yeah, I am Tankafed on the Swiftblade. That's throwing me off a little bit. I'm very, very intrigued to see what happens here as a result. You talked about maybe that middle Swiftblade off, or even a roaming Swiftblade Glacius, but this is going to be fun, man. This is going to be fun. Definitely unconventional. So here we are. They're up 1-0, so you kind of wonder if that has something to do with it as well. Knowing that they are up 1-0 here in the straight-up best of the 5, so trying something a little off the wall. But
the key for them is going to be to get kills. I'm fairly certain they'll run an aggressive trial, and you see Swiftblade going boots first, so we'll probably see a Glacius Rally Swift starting top, and then they could easily roam mid, assuming they have a Kraken there to get kills. So they're just going to need really good vision on this Legion or Hellborn side to make sure they don't get roamed very early on.
Yeah.
And a 3-range tri lane top with Warcry. Like Glacius and Rally, like they're very strong heroes. They have lots of stuns, but as you can see, Moon starts the game with 2 mana pots. No stats, just wards. So he's really going to be ineffective in lane. And with Warcry and 3-ranged, like there's no damage coming out from Glacius and Rally, like almost none.
Yeah.
It's just they're 2 of the lowest early game damage items in the game, damaging heroes in the game. So we'll see what happens. Like it could go either way, but I will say tmsR definitely needs to get kills.
Oh, yeah.
A lot more than DCX does.
Oh, yeah.
Warbeast versus Dampier bottom. That's a really interesting matchup. The hatchet change gives Warbeast a lot more strength in this lane, in my opinion, because with his W, he can get last hits that Dampier can't anymore. And it just makes laning against heroes much easier because you hit so much harder than other melees now. He's going to be pulling bottom. I'm assuming they see this tri-lane top coming, and there you go. Wow, Saintrock's actually starting with boots. Interesting choice.
that is, yeah.
Pyro
Against Swiftblade, though, I would take it as the reason for that.
He's not going to die. They're going to see the tri-lane coming. I'd like to see Pyro rotate immediately if possible because a Doctor Nymph is not going to survive unless they're going to just have Doctor go jungle. But that's not what you want to do because as soon as they control this top lane, they'll get lane control and then Swift and Glacius will just move on. I would have liked to see them just battle up here, but it looks like they're going to do something really strange.
They're just saying, you know what, Nymphora, do your thing.
No, this isn't bad. They're gonna tri-lane it, but with the Ravenor. That's fine.
Okay.
I like that rotation. I didn't see that coming. That's good. The Doctor will beat the Kraken mid, and this lane is actually very formidable. They do lose lane control off the bat, but again, there's 0 stat items on any hero top lane. So they're good at farming creeps, but they're not the greatest at battling straight off the bat. Now Ravenor is actually in a little bit of trouble. He's going to get stunned, but he's going to be fine, and that's big because now Slicks has no mana.
Yeah. Slicks has no mana for Compel. In fact, how are they going to react to this? I mean, you see Ravenor kind of going in, but here comes the spin that boots on Swiftblade. So Embry might have been a little overzealous there himself. Freeze comes out, and Embry's going to end up falling. Yes, bloodlust kill in favor of Glacius coming out for too much sugar. So that was definitely a case of, they had a good start, no more mana on Slicks, but they overplayed it.
That was all on DCX. Both supports don't stun. Like, I don't understand it at all.
Yeah.
They literally did not stun. Glacius will go down. He just stutter stepped.
Oh,
He's
no.
going to die. That's a big kill to pick up there because, again, this lane does not have regen, so they're in a lot of trouble here. They lose the Bloodlust, but they get a counter kill. Kind of a misplay there by Moon getting caught out.
Yeah.
And that really, I just don't understand. Nymphora and Pyro were sitting right there. If they just stun the Glacius, they'll kill him. And I'm pretty sure Ravenor survives too, and they just sat there and did nothing. So a little questionable, but they luckily Moon misplays a bit, and now they're okay. But now Kraken's actually never mind. He did not level the W. I thought for sure Doctor's in some trouble. He's actually doing pretty good
Top
here.
lane, though, actually wants to get initiation. Rally will fall. You see the boots swift play, though. He's chasing after him for a we'll get the kill right there. But now he's kind of in an awkward spot. However, with those boots, again, he should be fine in terms of getting away. So, holy crap, we got some action here to start things off. Already 2-2 hero kill game at this top lane. So, what basically is being a secondary support Swiftblade here at this top side, and obviously he ends up getting a kill right there. He's now 1-0-1, so pretty good start for him, and now Rally's going to come into the lane. The lane is pushed up, though, in favor of DCX as Nafora ports back in, so...
Tankafet's going to farm behind the tower. The one thing to note, Warbeast got pulled 2 regens bottom. Hackstern only got 1. And Warbeast is actually doing a pretty good job. 10-3 versus 13-1. And he's got the creep disadvantage. So
beautiful Steelstone, by the way. Not going to be enough for the kill. Sorry, but holy crap. That was really close right there.
Wasn't looking. Did Pyro use his Dragon Wave there? Or
he did not, I don't think, actually. I don't know if it's on cooldown or what, but I think it was just behind or just out of range initially.
Yeah. Mid lane, Doctor 16-3. Kraken 10-1. So even with the pooled regen, Keizu's not doing as well as he should, in my opinion. In this mid lane, regen rune bottom. If Imba goes for that, he's going to be in such a good position in this lane. I'd like to see him run for it. He should know that Dampier hasn't gone for it yet, and he will get that. So that's going to seal the deal for mid. Like DCX will have the advantage. And the one thing about Doctor, Hero is great, but he doesn't really do much until level 6. Once he gets that, he's got more escape mechanisms than a Hag does. He's very tough to take down, and if you look at this Legion team, other than Glacius and Rally and Dampier to an extent, they really don't have that much lockdown. Kraken's all of his spells are easily dodgeable by Doctor, and now that he has a regen, like, he should win this lane pretty handily. A little behind in XP, but still even in CS, even though he lost 5 creeps there going for that rune.
Yeah.
Top lane Legion's invading the pull. They're going to get a lot of it, but this will give DCX lane control. Nice stun going to come out. They're going to steal 1 creep.
Ravener in a bad spot, though. He jumps in. Spin, though, right on top, and that is a level 2 spin, so plenty of damage. Glacius needs to be careful as well, but now Swiftblade actually in a bad spot. Do they have another stun to follow up? Zeal stun at 1 second. Can he land this? Nice slow coming out from Glacius, so no stun going to be attempted. So, again, just a lot of back and forth, obviously. Still in the creeps right there. This goal per minute chart, it's something. It's something, man.
Yeah,
I mean,
they lost a lot of experience at the tower there, so that was really favorable for tmsR. The only thing is, again, they really only have kill potential. They don't have lane sustain. So when all 3 of these Hellborn heroes are full HP and mana, they've kind of got to go for kills or they can't lane. Bottom, again, Warbeast 24-6, Dampier 23-3. Zane's doing a great job down here. If he can keep this up, they'll be in a really good spot because Warbeast is one of those heroes that's excellent against Dampier.
Yeah.
He just pushes so hard. And they have Doctor as well. So, like, if they can... Like, Doctor and Warbeast are not heroes you want to be having a good start in solo lanes. Like, that's really big. And again, they still have the Warcry up. So, hopefully this top lane will start to do well for DCX if they... Because again, I'm not necessarily rooting for either team, but I definitely want to see like 5 games. Cause
of
who
course.
doesn't?
Well, top lane, actually. Ravener's going to be jumped on right here. You see the Dragonfire stun coming out on a Swiftblade. Of course, he was spinning, though. It didn't matter. Ravener points in. He's going to fall. Glacius, though, dropping as well. The Glacius final auto attack. He barely lives right there. And now Pyromancer. No, he's going to barely live for now. Nice stun coming out on Swiftblade. There's the burst. Swiftblade falls just before. So a huge counter kill. Zeal stun. Beautiful Zeal stun from St. Rocks right there. Will it be enough? Probably not. Rally, he has the mana charges as well with the mana battery. So, yeah, he is going to be fine. But a lot of back and forth right there.
They're just getting outplayed, honestly, Breaky. Like, right there, Bree, you got to just keep your wits about you. Bree, he lands the stun on Glacius, which is what he needs to do, but he needs to run up, bait Tankafet to chase him a bit, use the Q to get away from the spin, and then once that ends, they have no damage. Like, when the stuns are used and the spin is on cooldown, there is no damage coming out from this Legion lane. He just has to play better, honestly, and he's just not he's not doing his job here. The supports are waiting a little too long to cast their stuns as well, and tmsR is just on point. Like, they're saying, we're going to go for these kills. You're either going to beat us or you're going to die, and it's working out pretty well for them. Down bottom, Doctor's coming in for a gank on Dampier. Level 6 on both heroes. Only boots on Dampier. This could be a huge kill, and they really need this. Up top, Tilt's going to take out 1. Bottom lane, here goes Doctor.
It's all over the place. Dr. Pulsar ports in. You see the terror coming out. Do they have enough mana? Dr. Pulsar, he gets another auto attack off right there. There goes the flight, though. And now Doctor's the one in trouble. Dampier going for the kill. He's barely alive, and he will fall in the end. You see a pause coming out, actually. Kind of an awkward timing. But Imba Boy gets credit for the kill right there on Dr. Pulsar. So both lanes, obviously, pretty good news for Justice League right there. And I think it's very safe to say the pace of this game right now is well in favor of Justice League, especially after what just happened right there.
That kill was huge. Like, I say this all the time, but the one thing you really
It's
want to do
about
against
damn
tmsR is to
time.
make sure Keizu doesn't get a hero he can play for the late game and split push on. You want to make him on a hero that's forced to roam around because tmsR is much more comfortable when their supports and slicks are the ones who are making action happen. And in this game right now, if they can't totally dominate this top lane, which is at this point completely even,
Yeah.
like they're gonna need Keizu to make plays, and that's where you'd see tmsR feel a little out of their comfort zone. Hackstron goes down, so his GPM 260. That's not where you want to be as a Dampier.
No.
And both Doctor and Warbeast are above 300 GPM right now, so
Well,
this is good for DCX right now.
the other big thing about the Dampier farm is that this is not a strategy that's stacking the farm for him, or stacking the jungle for him. I mean, his jungle is completely not stacked. They still have just single stack ancients, so it's not like your typical transition this game of you go into the jungle once you get the light brand, you start taking out the stacks even before that with the blood chalice. That's not happening here. So this is another thing why the strategy is a little bit iffy as far as I mean, we knew it was kind of a risk maybe going into it. Again, they're up one game to nothing, so trying something different here. But yeah, the pace of this game, no doubt, in favor of Justice League right now. As early on as it is, however, again, we are still very early on. As,
You're
only
trying a
8
little
minutes.
robotic to break you out of the internet or not.
I think it's a little bit of lag here on my side. It should pick back up though, so we're getting a little bit, but it seems like the stream is actually just fine. So. Shouldn't be the biggest deal. I can rehouse the call if you'd like.
No, it's fine now.
It's
No
fine
worries.
now? Okay.
Yeah, one thing you see, there's a big vision advantage in this top lane. They still have a lane ward down, and there is no lane ward for this Legion side. So Imba Boy is actually going to bottle up an invis with Steam Boots finished. Very wisely, tmsR is going to retreat here. Glacius running into the river. He should see this. If he turns around right here, it's a free kill on Glacius. Oh, Imba Boy, you got to go for the kill, man. Oh, it was free, 100% free. He just doesn't go for it, unfortunately. Looks like I don't mind this at all because they have he's not mid and they don't have wards top. So tmsR has to stay out of the lane and DCX has lane control. So what's he gonna do? Run bottom.
Yeah.
And I like that choice a lot. If they can kill this Dampier again, they're gonna be in a great position. Only Tankafet has a TP. Kraken does too, but Kraken's really not the best anti-ganker. And you see Wise, the Imba Boy, might just run back middle, still with the invis up. There is a ward placed by Keizu on that hill, but they do not see this. And Dampier is playing a little too aggressive for my taste. Maybe they can kill him if he goes for this Archer.
If he goes for it, you see him pushing up slightly.
Yeah.
He wants to go for it. Yep, Dampier's in trouble. There's the pull in from Dr. Repulsor. The electric turret laid down. In comes the ludicrous speed. And that should be enough now. Dampier turning around the consume, not going to matter. The port in from Kraken. Ooh, he hasn't released the Kraken. Chooses not to use it, though. Yeah, the hasted Warbeast, or in this case, Ultiform Warbeast.
That's a
Too much.
When Warbeast gets his ult off, his move speed is set at 522. You cannot slow him.
Yeah.
And Doc obviously can just port out of the Kraken. So honestly, two of the best heroes in the game against the Kraken, and I like what they've done there because they addressed it. And again, that's what happens when you save one of your core heroes for that last pick. They can pick the Doctor. Imba Boy's a fan of it, and it's just like Kraken can't do anything. Up top, lots of action. St. Rock's going to take out Slicks right there, and Swiftblade's in a lot of trouble too.
He is spinning on top of Ravener, but yeah, he is trying to run away at this point. It looks like Glacius also being chased back. You see the mana given to Ravener, the burst of speed. Freeze on a Ravener right there. The Zealstone will connect on a Moomiander. Is going to be out. The Phoenix Wave isn't range. Not enough for the final auto attacks, though. Beautiful mana battery used in the last second, and he does stay alive again. I know I might be hiccuping a little bit. I am getting a little bit of lag here on my side. Again, the stream should be fine, so it's just the ever occasional frame skip here in game. So I apologize for that. But
if you'd like, I could for future games, I could stream to Honcast. I mean,
it's
going to be same quality, and I mean, I'm just saying my camera works pretty good.
Pretty good. It will be good
No
for
worries.
now, unless some major issues happen. But yeah, that was obviously Glacius barely staying alive, and the fact that Swiftblade lived it too is actually good news.
It could have been so much better for DCX there, though. You can tell they're playing a little timid. Like they're not. I'm not gonna say they're not confident, but they're definitely they're way more nervous here than tmsR is. That's for sure. And I think it kind of shows in their gameplay. They're at a great lead, but like if they man up a little bit there, if Bree just has a little more composure and saves that stun, they're gonna get at least one more kill. And like they're playing quite well. Don't get me wrong. FaZe Boots picked up on St. Rocks, by the way. He's got his Nymph TP up, and this is where Dampier, his life is scary now. He doesn't have max essences yet. He's 0-2, still 250 GPM, and he is dead anytime Nymph and Doctor TP down there with that Warbeast assist.
Yeah.
And he still has no vision, 0 vision in this lane. So. Wolves can scout out the jungle. Like this is a really good position for DCX. They just have to make sure that they play safe and they just don't throw. Tankafet getting his ultimate is going to be a big deal. But Swiftblade, it's a nice novelty pick. But going into the game, playing as a support, like he's not gonna scale like a Swiftblade normally does.
No. Well, that actually I was kind of thinking about that as this game has been picking up here, and the fact that they chose to have Slicks play Rally, take a fit on. I'm sure they practice it like this, but I almost doesn't it kind of almost make more sense to actually have the farm on Swiftblade and rather just have the Rally secondary?
Yeah, I agree, but it's mostly you want an initiator in most of Han's lineups right now, and you don't really have a hero that can go blink if you do that, other than Keizu's Kraken. And unfortunately, Keizu is no limp, and I do not know if he's going to be as skilled at just landing huge blinks into charges into Kraken ults, and you really need to practice that. And wow, Wolves killed the courier. Nice job, Zane. That shit is so annoying.
Yep.
I despise playing against heroes like Warbeast for that reason. And, pays off in the end. Level 10 Warbeast, level 10 Doctor, still no lane ward. Pyro's here, and I'd like to see Nymph and Ravenor just start roaming. Like, if they push this, like, if they get a kill bottom, they can straight up just push the tower. Like, they are in a position where they're ahead, but they need to get a little further ahead. They're controlling all of the lanes, but eventually they're going to get ganked. And if they die, and tmsR is able to make moves, it's really going to slow down their ability to push. And once Dampier gets a light brand, it doesn't matter how many deaths he has, his GPM will start to skyrocket.
The funny thing about that courier pickoff, too, it's actually the gloves of the Swift are on the ground. Those are Slicks' gloves of the Swift. He's trying to finish his steam boots off right here, actually. So he actually doesn't even go to pick that. I wonder if he knows he's there. Oh, yeah, top lane. We do see actually a kill happening. Moonmander got dove on, it looks like. As Nymph4 and Ravenor combo for the kill right there. So they landed their abilities, obviously. Glacius was by himself at that point, so not a friendly spot to be in there for Moomiander, and obviously that shows. So you mentioned Dr. Repulsor going the Glowstone here, so the icon of the goddess looks like very likely is going to be coming along. Abyssal Skull finished on Warbeast. They might be grouping up here in the middle lane, it looks like now as well.
And that's honestly one of DCX's keys to the game. Like Moon, oh wow, mid lane, here they go.
Kraken's going to be jumping right in. The burst damage coming out. Pyromance's Blazing Strike. Obviously doing plenty right there, and now here goes the tower push. And vulnerability coming out, but this should be a free tower kill here for Justice League.
This is one of the keys to the game. Moon's a great player, but like Z-Freak, he's not a true support player, and he plays much better with items. If you can keep him from getting boots and force him to ward like Sender, no offense to you, Sender, I know you're listening, but Sender is good. Like, Sender can play with no items, and like he won't feed that much. Moon is not the kind of player who wants to be on this role where instead of trying to like make action happen, he's kind of forced to wait behind his teammates, because without boots, like, what are you really going to do? And this is an incredible position for DCX.
Yeah.
Like, they can just go take Kong. Ravenor's huge. They have Nymph TPs available. Like, they have a Doctor who's just enormous, and there's really no way to kill him right now on Legion. Like, they're in an amazing position. No hero on tmsR is above 300 GPM. DCX has 2 people rapidly approaching 400.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this is, again, the pace of this game from the very beginning was all for Justice League, as we were talking about, and that clearly has kind of hit now as we are approaching 14 minutes in here, and it looks like we're going to be coming out of this pause. But you also got St. Rocks. Obviously, he has that ultimate here now, and in fact, he's grouped up with Ravenor right here. I wouldn't be surprised if they maybe look to TP somewhere. They are right near Warder's side, so they may need to be careful if they go for the TP, but not going to be happening just yet, at least. But again, that's another factor that is going to pick up here, and tmsR will have to be concerned about. So Dampier, 270 gold per minute. Again, this kind of goes back to what I was saying earlier, that his jungle's not really stacked for him. He's kind of having to do it himself, if anything. So he slowly but surely is increasing that farm, and the light brand is on the way. But this is a lot later than what you would like to be seeing. So Dr. Repulsor, he's roaming around. He's going to find another Invis rune right here, actually. We'll see if he finds the opportunity to make a kill happen with that. But Energizer being worked on by Swiftblade in the meantime, it looks like. He's still even trying to finish the Steam Boots on top of that. You got Kraken trying to finish his Helm of the Black Legion. So everyone really on the Legion side is still trying to finish that first core item here. Whereas the Hellborn team, I guess it's kind of the similar, other than that Abyssal Skull really on Warbeast. Top lane, though, we do have more initiation right here. Spin coming out onto Ravenor. Release the Kraken. Was going to use those raw Nifty P. Not going to be enough. Great idea right there. Beautiful idea, but just not enough. Just not in time. They do get the bottom tower kill, though.
This is big, though. Invis Doctor right here. He might go for this Dampier, but Glacius is there. Nice. Okay, he doesn't go for it. I like that choice. Doctor very close to finishing his Icon, which is a very big item pick up in this sort of game. And they do get another tower, so this is good. They have the mid tower down. That's really the key. Ravenor goes down top. Moon just countered the lane ward, and that would be why. Kraken Ultimate was used, however, and that's not really the hero they wanted to kill, but as you can see, their XP has caught up very rapidly thanks to that kill. Yeah. DCX, they gotta just keep making plays here. Like, once they have an Icon up, a Vanguard, or rather a Helm of the Black Legion on Ravenor, who just looks like he's about to finish it, they can really just start pub training and winning the game. And now you see them going in here onto the rally, but he's kind of alone, but not really.
Glacius is there. There's the freeze coming out. Ludicrous speed, though, will be able to be used, obviously, to go for the chase. There you go. Rally the auto attack coming out, and that will be enough for the kill. So Glacius is great against a hero like Dr. Repulsor for that reason with the Ice Imprisonment, but it just wasn't enough, of course, as they do pick up the kill right there. So we do see a 10-5 hero kill lead now in favor of the Hellborn team. Lightbrand is finished on Dampier, so that's obviously that really key item that he likes to get to start that snowball effect at least.
This is what DCX needs to do. They have great vision up, okay? Tilla should be praised. He's got the perfect wards up. Now they're going to go push the top tower. Nifty P is off cooldown. Now, Doctor farms mid, Warbeast farms Ancients and the enemy jungle with that great vision, and they go for Kong pretty soon. They'll finish the Shrunken on Warbeast. They keep pushing towers. Icon up on Doctor. Should be about right now, unless he's 2 pieces, but with 400 GPM, I think he should have it finished right about now. There's the Helm picked up on Ravenor. Like, they have the items they need. The key here is just going to be control the enemy woods, don't allow tmsR to triple stack and continue to farm the Ancients, and just don't let Haxorn get that Blink Grimoire combination that can just instantly kill your Dr. Repulsor.
Yeah. So Justice League, again, it's kind of in their hands to an extent to really just keep the pace of this game in their favor. Now, Kraken and Dr. Repulsor are kind of having fun with one another, but in the end, you see Doctor's going to make the smart move there. They were collapsing big time. He has a double damage rune. Definitely could have been appealing to go for the jump right there, but obviously not the case, as he is going to fly away. Runs right into triple stack Ancients. And it looks like they're going to clean that up.
tmsR is going to make the right move here. They're just going to push bottom and then run into those Ancients. And like Warbeast really should be assisting him more, because this will get to be very easily stolen as a stack if they don't kill it quickly.
They're going to go for the, they're going
in the meantime,
tower.
top tower is being pushed by DCX, so this is a favorable trade. Like, they get triple stacked Ancients and second tier tower for first tier tower. They just got to make sure that these heroes don't die. Like, Warbeast, you got to run. Run. Are
they going to come in is the question. There you go. They finish off the last one, and they're going to start falling back. So the goalie definitely jumped up right there for Justice League, actually even by quite a bit.
This is good, though, because they're still pushing middle. Like, this is what they want to do. Like, DCX, like, screw it. tmsR does not have the strength to force a fight at that second tier tower, especially against a Doctor. When you play against a Doctor and a Warbeast combo, you got to play safer than you normally would. And now they're going to steal the Legion Ancients. DCX playing fabulously right now. Like, I really got to praise what they're doing. They did exactly what they needed to do, because that whole time, the tower trade was even, but they have 3 heroes farming one place, 2 heroes farming another, then they get the wave mid, then they clear the Ancient stack. Now they're going to go take their own woods. They get both runes controlled in that instance. A Doctor now finishes the Icon, working on the Shrunken Head. Perfect item choices. Like, no complaints. They're all going, like, this is how you win a game against a team like tmsR. You need to go the right items, you got to pick a strong lineup, and you can't make big mistakes. They're ahead, they've gotten a little further ahead, and now they should be ready to take these team fights. And this is where tmsR basically either shows like nuts up or shuts up, because these fights will decide the game. And I feel like DCX has a lead.
There's a big one brewing here in the middle lane, possibly. Dr. Repulsor, you see the vulnerability coming out. If anything, he's going to want to go for the deny. He's going to bait right here with the illusion. We'll see if he gets anything. You see he's kind of living life on the edge. That could be a very possible bait right there. tmsR, I wouldn't be surprised. There we go. The initiation, he misses. There's the follow-up, but they used quite a bit right there. So now TP's coming in, and here we go. Here's the real Doctor says, I'm back, bitches. Swiftplay going to be locked down. Swiftplay will fall. He's a lot of burst right there to do so, but definitely getting the job done. Kraken, can he get a release Kraken off? That's going to be beautiful. Release the Kraken. Here's a turnaround chance. Relic Bill, the seismic slam, and tmsR gets a big exchange right there. We see Warbeast trying to run away. Dr. Repulsor very low on mana. No ulti for Warbeast anymore. But holy crap, that lined up beautifully for Too Much Sugar.
Yeah, like that. I saw it coming. I wanted to scream Kraken ult, and then, oh man, like they just, like you said, man, they just lined up for it. They did a great bait, but as soon as Rally and Dampier go in, you've got a counter. And they waited way too long. Instead of using the Nymph TP, they used regular TPs. If they just went behind them and got a flank off, that would have been a way better team fight. And they also go for Swiftblade. Yeah, he does a lot of damage. Yeah, you want to kill him. But Dampier or Kraken, even Rally, has got to be the target. Like, those are the heroes that are doing damage. Those are the cores. And it was a 2-for-2, and both Warbeast and Doctor escape. So, not all bad, but still, like, that's really what tmsR was looking for. DCX really, really, really lucky that that's all the losses they took.
I was going to say, if anything, Justice League is like, okay, you know what? That could have been a lot worse for us. So, really, they still have it comfortably here. And, I agree. They are playing very, very well this game, even a step up from last game. And this is definitely a great start for them here. But 8,000 gold lead, 4,000 experience lead. You've seen him is actually sitting on the Conqueror pit right now. I don't know if he's trying to set up for a TP or if they're actually thinking about doing Conqueror here. They only have the 3 of them in the vicinity currently. Oh, just got a little bit of a lag spike here. There we go. I'm back. I should be back now. Anyways, yeah, that happens every now and then.
Yeah, they're going to go for Kong there. This is the
Yeah.
right play. They got to do this. They should have done it a little while ago because Doctor with Token is just absolutely incredible. Like, imagine that fight if Doctor can just die and go kill more people.
Oh, yeah.
And they're still in a decent spot, but there's an item picked up on Haxer, and he's... Okay, is that... No, it's not his blink. They have a blink on Slicks now, and Grimoire's about to be finished on Dampier. So they just have to keep the pressure up. They can't let off the gas, and they're still in a really dominant position here, especially with a Token on Doctor. Blink picked up on Bree on that Ravenor as well, so... I wish the Helm would have been an Insanitarius, but he doesn't need to do all that much damage thanks to the heroes he's got in his lineup. I just, like, I haven't seen a single Nymph TP used.
Yeah.
And they've got a Doctor, like, Doctor Nymph with Warbeast Wolf scouting, like, that is so hard to deal with.
Yeah.
And tmsR, like, now they're farming his 5, but they weren't for a long time, and I would have liked to see Dampier with way more deaths than 2 right now. He's already at 400 GPM. He has no kills to his name. I mean, again, DCX in a great position. They're going to farm out the Legion jungle, but this is tmsR's kind of game now. They're going to dodge. They're going to force you to beat them while they farm on Haxer and Nkazu. And they really, the name of this game is just kill Dampier, win fight. And DCX has got to do it.
That easy, that easy. You see the Grimoire, there you go. Going to be finished here, as we talked about, and the Portal Key on Slicks as well. So, yeah, big items coming out there for Too Much Sugar. No doubt that fight definitely built momentum for tmsR, but again, it wasn't the worst thing possible for Justice League. They got the bottom portion of the map control, but you see what tmsR is doing. Again, they're good at doing this. They're going to push the top lane here. The first tower is still up. It is barely alive, so you figure this is going to be a free tower kill up here for Too Much Sugar.
I'm not quite sure because Impa Boy did just go buy a TP.
Yeah.
I just don't like what they're doing. Like, instead of pushing bottom, they're like farming woods and stacking. Like, you're ahead, you have a token. Force the tower. Like, they could be on the base tower by now. But instead, they're going to allow tmsR to take their woods, to take that top tower. And I don't know if they're really going to get anything substantial out of this. They will get this bot tower. Warbeast is pushing mid. I mean, I would have liked to see them in the base by now. There's the glyph used by tmsR. They're not going to be trying to defend. And again, Pyromancer are really low on HP. So they might get 2 towers for 2, but I think tmsR is A-okay with that.
Yeah. You see here, again, it is going to be the tower kill. The 2 tower kills for the one at the top, as you mentioned. So, but tmsR, they are going to start falling back after that. Justice League are going to be the one to keep going for now, at least. Going to have that token of life with Dr. Pulse, so you can argue that's probably the best hero of the game, even, to have a token of life on. So
it is.
It
if
is.
you can just not die immediately, like, that hero is just so good. They're going to farm out. Like, it's not bad. Like, as you can see, their gold lead went up. That goes from pushing in 2 separate places and farming the woods at the same time. My only concern with what DCX is doing is that, like, they're ahead, but the more items, even if, say, your lead grows by 1,000 or 2,000, as it did there, both teams gained about 6,000 to 7,000 gold.
Yeah.
So, yes, you got further ahead, but you're not... as far as a percentage of the total gold in the game goes, you're not as far ahead as you were a minute ago. And that gives, like, tmsR, I see them as the better team here. You don't want to give them the items they need to go take fights, to get pickoffs. Like, they're going to have a blink on Dampier now.
Yep.
Now Dampier and Rally both have blinks. Like, they can kill heroes that are farming alone. They can capitalize on mistakes far easier. And DCX, like, their window is huge right now, but they've really got to just stick a foot in and just say, fuck it, we're going in, and just bust it open. And they're 10,000 gold up. Like, this is a big lead. They're in a great spot. Warbeast is huge. Doctor is huge, but I just would like to see them do something here. Bulwark on Keizu.
Ooh, Elder Parasite and Ravener. That's a little different.
It's not bad here. I like it. He's already really tanky, and it allows him to do... Like, he doesn't need damage items. Like, the Insanitarius isn't necessary thanks to the Warcry. I like it a lot, but it's not bad here, especially because you have so much damage coming out from the Doctor, the Warbeast, and the Pyro.
Yeah.
So he can kind of just say, hey, go kill me. And if they do that, then your other heroes are doing so much damage.
Yeah. Just to clarify as well, I do apologize. I actually had the interface. It still said 0-0 for the score. It is a 1-0 lead for Too Much Sugar. I did switch it now, so obviously that should be showing up there. But it is 1-0 tmsR here in game number 2 here of this best out of 5. So just to clarify that as far as where things stand.
Like, they're really far behind, but they're playing the game as they should. They're like, DCX is going to beat them. They're not going to just hand the game away. And now they're going to just push mid, force DCX to do something. Like, I feel like they should just push top. Like, look at the wave top. Like, I just don't...
Base, yeah.
Like, Doctor has a shrunken head and a token. Like, he can just go on the Dampier, and they just... Warbeast right-clicks him with shrunken up. Nothing else matters. Ravenor blinks in. Like, if they kill Dampier or Rally, there's no real way for them to lose a fight. Yeah, there's a Swift Blade, but like let's be honest, a level 1 ultimate and the spin, that's not any damage anymore. Like you'd rather have a real support hero at this point. And again, but another thing though, not to take anything away from them, because look at the advantage now. It's 11,000 gold.
Yeah.
And this goes back to tmsR kind of being forced to run around as 5, not do that split pushing meta that they're so fond of, because there's a Doctor and a Nymph on the other team.
Yeah.
And it was something my brother says all the time. Like, you don't need to pick Nymph for the ganks. You can pick it just to have the threat and then never use it, because the other team is still going to play so safe. And once again, look at the wards. Tilla, excellent wards. One right to the left of that bottom rune spawn, another in the bottom lane, and another one up top. So they're really safe, and they can keep vision very easily. Nymphora, 2,400 gold. I'm quite curious to see what he goes. They don't have an Astrolabe. I'd like to see him pick that up.
Yeah.
Pyromancer picking up a Sackstone. Not bad, but they're missing the Ring of the Teacher, guys. Somebody's got to grab that.
I mean, the Token of Life has about a minute 15 now remaining. At this point, it doesn't look like Justice League's really going to be stressing that issue as far as taking advantage, as far as using it. But yeah, we are most certainly seeing that impact here in Too Much Sugar's sake of that Nymphora. Despite only seeing maybe 1-2 TPs at the most with Nymphora, I don't even think we've seen a couple TPs. It's just, that doesn't matter. I mean, just the presence alone is clearly making them play a little bit different here. Swiftblade, he's kind of built up a little bit. I mean, Taken Fit only had 210 gold per minute, though, so no, not the most. He hasn't energized there. Kind of curious where he goes. Again, this is more your secondary support Swiftblade, so I guess just simply something like utility here wouldn't be out of the question. Even something like a Nullfire Blade could be pretty interesting.
You don't often say this, but in this game as well, Dampier is not the strongest late game. Like, Hellborn team has the late game here.
With Warbeast especially, yeah.
Yeah, like the Warbeast is really what I'm looking at. I mean, he's got a Brutalizer now. Like, if he can finish a Demonic at some point, that hero is just absolutely insane.
Yeah.
And like they don't need to do anything, but I'm of the opinion that when you have a lead, you should, if you're in a position where you can kind of close out a game or build your lead or take the fights, you don't want to wait for that golden opportunity when the other team, like, they haven't made any mistakes yet, but a couple pickoffs by tmsR, suddenly Dampier's got a shrunken head, and that gold lead's cut in half. And then that next Kongor can be contested versus being an easy pickup for DCX. And tmsR, like, they're playing safe. They're waiting for that window for someone to get caught off guard. But so far, Zane's really the MVP. Like, look at this up top, scouting with his wolves. They're invis. He's not going to die. All of these heroes top right now. Oh, please don't. Zane, what do you... Oh, my lord.
Oh, no, he's going to be jumped up, but he's fine.
Crap. It's just so scary and so unnecessary. The thing is, if they capitalize on that, maybe run the Nymph over to the Ravenor Doctor, you could take a fight there and no worries. But again, they're just playing the safe farm game. So nothing against them. I don't know. Like, if you knock someone down in the 7th round, you don't want to start grappling with them and clutching. Like, you want to, or cinching. You want to go for the knockout. Like,
I love it, man. You're so good at the metaphors. I love it.
They're still, again, like, they're playing the game, I guess, how Stay Green would do it if we were feeling like a little, like, ballless, because their advantage is 13,000 now. It's gone up about 5,000 in about 7 minutes.
Yeah.
And but the thing is, their wards are fading. Dampier's going to finish the shrunken.
Bottom lane, they're going for Kraken. Here comes the Stormblade initiation, or Stormblade as well, with a lot of extra damage. The Elder Parasite, you can tell, assisting with plenty of damage right there. So that's the pick. tmsR a little bit spread for the first time in a long time, and it pays off right there for Justice League.
They didn't even use the Nymph TP. It's just Moon is really suffering. 1 and 3 with only those. They have a lot of towers pushed. It's just he started the game really slow, so he's not able to pick up the gem that he's so fond of. And I'll be honest, like, a gem really helps support players with the counter warding. You'll see TPS priceless. Normally he just buys like 50,000 counter wards. If you look at, and it's funny, there's something somebody created to see wards. Moon and Z-Freak average less than 6 counter wards per game.
Wow.
TPS, Priceless, and Sender are at 15+. So that just goes to show you how fond they are of the gem versus the mass counter ward purchasing. And like this, it's really hurting tmsR's vision right now. And look at this, like, another good ward placed by Tilla. I'd like to see him go with the lane ward bottom. And once again, he's got the Saxstone. He's huge. Like, he is so farmed for a hard support.
Oh, yeah.
And I don't know, what did St. Rox just buy? He just bought something because he had 3,000 gold. And he had
actually
already.
I did not see that.
He may have bought the gem for the Pyro. I'm not sure, but he definitely bought something.
Okay.
Refreshment going to be bottled top. And another thing, they're controlling all of these runes. It's just so well done by DCX. Like, they're just... I'm hating on them a little bit for their playstyle, but they are slowly but surely getting further and further ahead. So you can't really fault them for how they're playing if they're able to continue doing that.
Yeah, when your hard support Pyromancer is farming the jungle like he is right here aggressively, you know that you're in a pretty good spot, and he's able to do it without even dying. So a little bit of a risky play, but at the same time, again, they have the control that allows them to open up for that. Might as well take some farm, at least a little bit from them. By the way, I don't even know if we mentioned this, but Brutalizer obviously is on Warbeast by now. He has another 2,600 gold even saved up, so not going the Soul's Bulwark route. I mean, are you a little concerned about that maybe?
Mid lane, there it is.
Oh, wow, they do jump. Yep, Imboboy goes picked off. Down goes Doctor.
They don't have the vision they really need. He has a buyback, but, I mean, that's what happens when you run around with no vestments, Imboboy. Come on, bro. Come on, bro.
But
he sold them to buy a TP, and now he's got the slot open for another item. But I'd like to see him buy back here. Like, just take the fight. They used Rally. He's Rally ult's still up. Dampier ult's going to be regened up soon. But what are they doing here? I think he's going to buy back.
They're thinking that he must be. There's the buyback right there. The jump on it. Dampier Stricken comes out. The release cracker not used just yet. Dampier going back and Ravener dropping quick and Kasum comes out. There goes Ravener right there. Release Kraken locking down Warbeast to an extent. He has a Stricken it up though. And now Swiftblade taking plenty of damage. Swiftblade will fall. Down goes Rally right there. Dampier in the meantime, he's already flying away. You see Dr. Pulsar after the buyback. He is chasing in. Tower did go down in favor of too much sugar, by the way. But now Kraken, he is going to be chased down. Dr. Pulsar running out of mana currently. But will it be enough still to get the kill? You see Nymph4 helping with the chase. Grace of the Nymph actually up in a couple seconds right here. Probably going to use it. No,
Stop
not going to chase.
Slicks has a buyback. He's not afraid to use it either.
Yeah.
They used one buyback there on Doctor, another one on Ravenor. So 2 buybacks. They get 2 kills and lose 2. But they definitely lost more powerful heroes than the Legion side did. Kongor is up though, so I'm honestly okay with it. They trade a little. Their buybacks are traded, but they get the map control they need to get Kongor, and that's honestly worth it 100%.
Yeah.
They're just honestly getting a little out-initiated. They have good vision up, though. They should be able to kill Kong before the Legion team can respond. I'd like to see them fight if they're given the opportunity, though, because Kraken ult is down and Rally is still dead.
Kongor dropping. You see tmsR. They are curious about it. I mean, they want to stop it, of course, but the likelihood of them realistically doing it not going to be there. Down goes Kongor. Dr. Repulsor picks up the token. Now you need to be careful your tmsR not get jumped right here. Dr. Repulsor says, I'm going in, baby. Pulse to the wall. Here comes the Stricken that's going off. Dampier in the background. He goes in with a tear. You see Dr. Repulsor trying to finish out Swiftblade. Swiftblade, though, spins away. Dampier in the meantime picks up Pyromancer. The charge from Kraken coming out. He doesn't have his ultimate just yet. 10 more seconds. Dampier does go down, though. And down goes Glacius as well. Warbeast doing so much damage right there, as well as Doctor. Down goes Kraken. And Justice League definitely taking that fight to tmsR. A 4-for-1 exchange. And here comes the group up and most likely the push to follow.
Imboboy didn't play that team fight exceptionally well, but he did his job. He has the token. He got in, Shrunken headed early, which I like, because otherwise he just dies immediately. Has to Shrunken on the token respawn. Instead, Shrunken's up, forces the tmsR lineup to run past him to get to his teammates, and he just does damage in the meantime, and Warbeast just shredded that Dampier. And now they're going in on Rally.
They're going to jump in. The pulling right there. Rally, easy kill. Slicks is dead. He does not have a buyback right here. Tower will fall. GG, well played. DCX, they even things up. They tie the series at 1 game apiece. You can say 2 different things, really. It's now a 1-1 series and a best of 5, really, in the sense, though, too. It's just a reset series now, making it a best of 3 also you can look at. So here we are, a 1-1 series. Justice League tying it up with game number 2. I mean, no doubt, they did play very well throughout. I mean, tmsR didn't necessarily play poor themselves. That was just better play from Justice League. You mentioned the draft. You really like that. The laning phase, obviously that top lane's where it started. The novelty secondary support pick with Swiftblade. Again, I do go back to, I wonder how much of that was more, we're up 1-0, we're feeling pretty good. That's why they wanted to try that out. But, you know, it's a mix of that / just DCX playing very, very, very well throughout that game. I think is just the best way to put it. And why they tied the series at 1 game apiece. So.
Yeah, well, really well played. They played so much better in that second game. The draft definitely was the key. tmsR going with a little bit of an unconventional pick in that second support Swift. Didn't